but we do have to get through some showers and some scattered thunder showers, and that's what we'll have this evening. A couple of millimeters of rain will fall across the island. Winds southerly 30 to 40 kilometers an hour and shifting to southwest this evening, a low near 15.
Yes, we're armed against our greatest enemy, the weather. Who else are we afraid of, huh? They might as well just take National Defense and Environment Canada and make it all one department, huh? Get it over with. Anyways, not to digress too much, the point I'm trying to make is that rather than military solutions, we go for legal decisions, that's all. Except the only problem is that after all the debating and deciding by the Supreme Court of Canada, they came up with the most lame Canadian ruling I've ever heard in my life. You know, Quebec cannot separate unless they want to. It's crazy. That decision was supposed to set the course for us for our future action. Basically what it did was just pave the way for future confusion. Well, to me, one of the most confusing parts of the decision was that any decision for sovereignty on the part of Quebec had to be supported by a clear majority, without any clarification of what constitutes a clear majority. Like, is it 1/2? Is it 2/3? How would you even vote on that? Okay? Like, if just over 1/2 voted that a clear majority must be 2/3, then that vote, by its own logic, wouldn't pass. The other part was that somehow the rest of Canada is supposed to have a say in it. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment. I understand the helplessness of standing by watching one part of the country vote on the future of the whole country, but I don't see how making the referendum into a national vote would solve anything. How would that even work? It's like 2008, you know, Bouchard, if he's still around. Coming back. Well, we had a referendum and we decided to stay. Yeah, well, we took a little vote of our own while you were gone there, buddy. We don't want you. We're hiring bilingual border guards, too, so don't try smuggling smokes. I think the problem is Bouchard's concept of sovereignty has everyone confused. You know, have you heard of why do we want to separate but keep Canadian money? Yeah, count on it. We want to separate, keep Canadian passports, separate, keep Canadian citizenship. I mean, you know, I don't know about here, but out west, people are going, hey, 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 you know, separate means separate. You become your own country. Don't you people understand English? Here's one of the things I'm really trying to get across is that basically we need English and French to be Canada, because the English-French distinction gave rise to what's a much more important aspect of Canadian identity, and that is multiculturalism. Here's how it works. Right from the get-go, we agreed to respect each other's differences, English and French. So when other ethnic groups arrived, it was just a natural progression to accept their identity as well. So the English-French distinction spawned multiculturalism. So now it's, well, it's more than a marriage. There's kids involved, huh? We're a family. No, you know what we are? We're troubled youth. That's what we are. We're a young country. We're facing identity issues like any adolescent would. Right? And we blame our parents, too, England and France, because they never really liked each other. And that's why we're having all the troubles we're having. To me, what's going to happen in the future, as far as Quebec is concerned, is we're going to get through our turbulent teens, we're going to grow up, and we're going to accept our identity as a dual nation for what it is. We're going to accept ourselves as English and French with all of these other ethnic groups around us. We're going to come out of the global closet and declare ourselves as bicultural and move on. We are Canada. We're the French, English country that has all these other ethnic groups around us. We're the twin planet with many moons. We're the world's Sybil. Fine. Love us. Accept us. Okay? I think what's going to happen in the future is that we're just going to turn the referendum into a national event. Okay? A holiday, a time of celebration, affirmation of our dual identity. I think we're going to end up establishing a national referendum day. That's what we're going to do, right? Okay? And in typical Canadian fashion, we'll vote and then do nothing. And thank you very much.
doing here?
It's Anne's Tea Party.
What's that? Annie's Tea Party?
Anne's Tea Party. It's a full English high tea. Hello. Are you going to the show today?
Yes, we are.
Do you want to maybe go through the chocolate shop and they'll help you in there?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So it's a show?
Yeah, it's a show, yeah, with high tea.
It's almost like a dinner theater.
Oh, and are you the actors?
Yeah.
We're a few of them.
Wow. You get a lot of people, I bet, this time of year coming in to see
But
it.
yeah, it's not open
Quite a
any other
few.
time of the year because we wouldn't get many Islanders probably coming to see it as much.
2, 3.
And how's business here in Charlottetown for you?
Business is great. Got a great location downtown Charlottetown, so
Yeah?
couldn't ask for any better. Well, it's a nice quiet town. It's a place where you can jump out of your car and leave the keys in it. Nobody's going to steal anything. You don't have very much traffic, which is nice. I've been through the bigger cities, and it's always nice to get back home on the quiet roads, to be honest with you.
This is a summer job for you?
Yes, it is. Start back to school in 2 weeks' time. I like school.
You do?
Yeah,
What do you like about it?
I like history, social studies.
Is that right?
Yeah,
What kind of history? What's your favorite?
I like political.
Political history?
Yeah, I watched the Democrat-Republican convention a couple weeks ago, and I'm pretty up to date on it. I met George Bush when I was in Austin, Texas.
Right.
He was there.
Who do you like?
I like George W. Bush.
You do?
Yep.
Why do you like him?
Well, because his father was a good president, and I think he'll be one too. Well, my uncle, he was a speechwriter for Brian Mulroney,
Okay.
so I kind of like politics. And
Well, tell me about Canada politics.
you got,
And the controlling party right now is what?
Liberal.
Liberal.
and there's four. There's NDP, there's Alliance, there's Progressive Conservative, and Liberal.
And which one do you lean toward?
I say we're Progressive Conservative.
All right. So what do you think you're going to do when you get out of school?
Hopefully become a politician.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Why do you want to be a politician?
Well, because I think I'd be good in public office, to be a public servant, because I think I can represent the people well.
What would you do for people?
Well, lower taxes.
How could you, yeah?
I would make the senators of Canada be elected.
They're appointed now?
They're appointed. They're not elected like the states are. And I just help social programs.
But now that's not conservative, though, social programs, is it? That's spending.
Some social programs would be good.
Like what?
housing for the poor. Save Medicare.
Yeah, you keep the health system the way it is?
I'd make it better.
You would?
Yes, I would.
Okay. How would you do that?
Well, for instance here, there's no cancer hospital. So if you go have cancer of the throat or something like that, you have to go to Halifax. So there should be a center here for that.
All right. But that means that how can you lower taxes and build a new cancer facility?
Well,
You can't do it all, can you?
no, that's why you have to go bit by bit in your taxes.
You think you gotta be the kind of guy that can do some serious schmoozing and pats on the back and promises and...
Well, I won't provide promises. I provide challenges. And it's up to the people to make the challenges.